Sabo. And it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Samender Pant, who is the resource person in today's webinar, and who will be speaking on the topic of opportunities in data science. And before introducing him, I would like to give a brief introduction for the today's webinar. This webinar is specially designed to give awareness about the career opportunities in data science. The term data is a broader now affect our life, and the companies try to make output of this data. And for this, we need a skilled data science that will be continued to be worked by the industry. The top industries are looking for such a skilled data scientist and data analyst. So now it's time to talk about this word data science and elaborate and explore all the opportunities within this stream. And Dr. Pant is a very expert and renowned personality in this business and data analytics. So he will be very useful and will give you a number of opportunities and will answer all your queries that is in your mind. And now I'm introducing Dr. Sumender Pant. He is a resource person, and I'm giving a brief introduction for Dr. Pant.
हाँ जी
हाँ जी
brief ही रखना जी
हाँ जी he's having different roles in his career. He started from the banker, and then he moved to the academist and the system analyst, and he became an educator in excellence, and having a 40-year experience. He's done his master of science in physics from University of Indore in 1976. Then he went to another master's, that is the industrial and management engineering, Relenser Polytechnical Institute, Torre, New York. Then he's obtained his PhD from Management Information System, Relancer Polytechnic Institute, Torre, New York, in 1997. Currently, he's appointed as an associate professor in MIS School of Business, Clark University, and he's also visiting faculty in the MIS. I am Indore. That is in the 2007 and 2008 era, and he has a research interest, that is conductive extensive research in the area of supply chain management, business process outsourcing innovation, IT strategies, human resource management system, authored 26 papers in the top ranked international journals and the conferences, authored a book, Innovation Planning for Electronic Commerce and Enterprise, a reference model, and by the academic publisher in 2000. He has a great excellence, diversity of teaching, and have a wonderful experience in his teaching journey, full of excitement and lots of things. Now I would like to call Dr. Pant to.
okay thank you Dr. Upinder Kaur. Okay, all of you, I see there are 40 participants. Very good. Thanks for attending wherever you are. I think so. Like Sachin said, he is in Indore. I'm assuming most of you are in Punjab. Wherever you are, my sister is there, Mini Pan. She is near Bombay, in Dahanu. Okay, so as Madam said, the purpose of this webinar is to give you some idea about the opportunities which exist in this field, data science, and just to give you some idea that whatever you are doing through your BTech or BBA or whatever you are doing, if you opt for data science, you will not go wrong. It's a good investment of your time. So let me bring up my slides, and now please feel free to ask questions anytime. You can type your question in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and ask the question. The more interactive we make this webinar, better it will be. Otherwise, you will get bored just listening to me. Okay, so this is the topic. briefly we will cover some of these. We will cover all these points. Data and what is data analytics, what is data warehouse, what is data mining, data intelligence, decision making, and why Akal University. All these points, we will go over all these points. So it's an honor to be associated with two great universities. One is Akal University, Talwandi Sabo, great building, and beautiful building, beautiful ambience. Everything is wonderful there. And second university that I am associated with is this Clarkson University School of Business. In case you are wondering where it is physically located, let me tell you, New York State. New York State is a little bit confusing because there is a city, New York City, and then there is a state, New York. So it often gets confusing. When I tell people that I teach at a university in New York, they often confuse it with New York City, which is down here. But this university is right somewhere here, almost on borders with Canada, and it gets very cold there. But a very good university. Okay. Uh, okay. So what I thought was the how to structure this presentation. You know, all of you must have heard that saying in English that money makes the mayor go. It's the money that matters at the end of the day. If you are making money out of whatever you are doing, then it makes sense. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Okay. Later in your career, you may not think too much about money, but at least in the beginning, money is important. It was important for me. Now it is not so important. Job satisfaction, learning new things, those things become more important. But just to give you an idea of why data analytics, so these figures are in dollars. Okay. uh, and you can convert them into rupees by multiplying by 70, 75. But the point here is that in all these areas, related to data analytics, there is a growth. So it is a growth industry, number one. Okay. And I'm not making up this data. I neither me nor Dr. Kaur has made up this data. This is all published data and from a very reliable source, renowned source called IBM. Okay, so the prediction here is that the growth will continue. Okay, another indication why growth will continue. Okay, so in research we call it triangulation. You don't just rely on one set of data to arrive at a conclusion. You triangulate it with something else. So here I am triangulating it with another data, that the worldwide data analytics software market is expected to grow at 9.7% compound annual growth. Now, why would companies buy data analytics software if they are not going to use it, right? So you think it through with me. In the previous slide, we saw that there is a 28% growth, projected growth in the number of vacancies for data scientists, and here is a triangulation, corroboration of that yes, there is something else in the environment which tells us that there is going to be a growth, and that comes from data analytics software market. So data analytics software market is expected to grow, and we can safely say that yes, this will be a good field to be in, right? All of us, we are together so far. Okay. uh, I got this data from okay, from some source which I have later on. Okay. So data scientist salaries, average base salary is 6,50,000 per year, which is not bad, which is a pretty good salary. National average salary for data scientists is 6,50,000 in India. Uh, and so and this is another source, and I have already shared this PowerPoint with Dr. Kaur. So if you want to take a look, I have all the hyperlinks here. The average pay for an entry-level data analyst is 4 lakhs, almost 5 lakhs, and a senior data analyst makes much more. That means not only is the starting salary good, but also future prospects are also good. And these are all the sources, naukrihub.com, all the sources are listed here. Okay, so you can ask uh, madam for a copy of this PowerPoint presentation. Look at these links and verify it for yourself. Okay, so now coming to more subtle things, this was done by SAS, which is a software, a statistical software company. What are the areas in which data analytics industry demand will grow? So most in financial services, followed by manufacturing, okay, technology, health and life sciences, professional services. So it is not just one industry. And why this slide is important? Okay, why this slide is important is you know the cyclical nature of industries. Sometimes some industries go up, other industries go down. For example, during the lockdown, for a while manufacturing was stagnant, but medical industry was growing, health and life sciences was growing. Okay, so this is typical of an economic cycle. Certain industries go up, some industries go down. But if you look at the need for data analytics, it is in almost every industry segment. Okay, so it is not that if one industry segment goes down, then your job prospects go down. Okay, I hope you see this point. Once you have multiple industries in which data analytics people are in demand, that means it is very unlikely that you will be in a situation where the demand suddenly goes down, right? Why? Because of the cyclical nature of these various industries. Some industries will continue to do well and will keep on employing analytics people, data scientists. There are various terms. We'll come to those terms in a few minutes. Okay. So far what we have seen is, and I give you the financial motivation first. Okay, financial motivation is important. Okay, you go where the money is. Okay, so demand will increase. We have seen those two points. IBM prediction of 28% growth, and the second prediction that software market for data analytics will grow. We have seen various industries in which data analysts will be required or are being employed, and that gives us some confidence that we'll be in good shape. Even within, so drilling down further, so what are the management areas in which data analytics is implemented? So top here is strategy slash planning. Okay, followed by finance, marketing, information technology, management, sales, etc., etc. Is this good news or bad news? If you look at the top function in any organization, okay, it is strategy slash planning. Okay, so the demand for data analysts, even within a company, even within an industry, is more in strategy slash planning types of roles. You see my point? Okay, followed by finance, which is another important area for a business, followed by marketing, and so on and so forth. So the point here is, the takeaway from this slide is that once you join as a data analyst, you will most probably work with the top decision makers of the company, which is always good. Okay, you become more visible, you learn more things, your career prospects improve, and so on and so forth. Okay, so these are the, and finally, yeah, this is an interesting slide, and we will probably refer to it as we go further. Okay, uh, what are the, one second, if I can. Okay, which of the following key benefits does your organization currently derive, or would you expect to derive from business analytics software as defined above? Okay, so what are the benefits that you expect to derive when you implement business analytics, data analytics, software, employ. Of course, when you implement the software, you will also need people. Okay, so improving decision-making process, 75%. Okay, that is related to the previous slide, that data analysts report directly to the decision makers, to the strategists, to the planners in the organization. And this is corroborated here that 75% say that it is used to improve the decision making process. Again, point number two, speeding up decision making process. Okay, so data scientists, business analysts, data analysts, whatever title you have, will contribute to something very important in the organization, i.e., the decision making process. Okay, better align resources with strategies, cost efficiencies, so on and so forth. Okay, so again, this is good news that data analysts will be employed in areas which are important. Okay, so this is part one of this presentation, or this story as I call it. So part one of this presentation, what we have covered so far is that yes, this is a good area to be in. Okay, it is a good area to be in, as shown by those various slides. There is demand, there is growth, number one. Number two, there is growth. Number three, these people will be important in the organization because they'll be working directly with the top management or with the decision makers of the company. Okay, so this is what we have covered so far. I haven't told you yet what data analytics is. Okay, you probably already know something about it. uh, it's a big field. uh, we will teach a full MBA on data analytics. You will probably take many courses. So it is hard to capture all that in a few slides. So I thought, what will be the best use of your time? So I thought I'll start with 5 stories, which show the power of data analytics. Okay. And then these are the examples which I used with my students in US. So very first example that I have here, I used to show it to students. I won't click on this here. Let me see if it takes me. No. Okay. So you see this Google map. Okay. This visual is on your screen, right? Where you have all these the map of US, lot of reds and very few blues. Okay.
Sir, you need to change your screen if you want to show that web page. If you want to show,
Okay.
you need to change the.
You need to share screen again. I mean,
No.
you need to.
You need to change the screen, sir, because
Because-
PPT is visible. That web page is not visible.
Okay. Wait 1 second. So yours. So new. Okay. So my new share will probably do. Okay. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it is visible
Yes.
now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now this happened before the 2016 presidential election. At that time, I was teaching a class at Clarkson called Management of Technology, in which we used to discuss the Google case. Okay, so I was telling students something about how powerful Google is. Okay, and to show them, what Google does, I showed them Google Trends. Okay, and I stumbled upon this Clinton versus Trump, who leads in Google searches. Now, it may not sound very exciting, but if you just look at the implications of what was going on at that point of time, almost in the whole of US, okay, people were not searching for Hillary Clinton, they were searching for Trump. Okay, whether it was east, west, midwest, south, north, anywhere, all this map was literally red. Okay, so that day I told students, and by then, all the pollsters had predicted that Hillary Clinton will win the elections hands down, and so on and so forth. And I told students, if you just look at this map, you know, what is going on right now in the US, I don't think Hillary will win. Okay, they didn't believe me, and a lot of students were anyway Hillary fans, Hillary supporters. I said, this is just my guess, you know, based on what we see here, it is very unlikely that she will win. Okay, and this is exactly what happened. Okay, this is exactly what happened. So the point here is that where pollsters can go wrong, okay, Google will succeed. Google Trends is a much better predictor of what is going on, because people there are showing their preference just by looking at what is happening. So this is one good example. This is another wonderful example. If you can understand this example, then you will understand how powerful data analytics can be. Okay, and how organizations can use data analytics to further themselves, to have competitive advantage, and so on and so forth. This was a very interesting study. Okay, just as in India we have districts, in US they have counties. Okay, so I used to live in St. Lawrence County. You probably live in Batinda district. I live in Indore district, Kanpur district, Jalandhar district, so on and so forth. Okay, so a district is an administrative unit. Okay, in the same way, a county is an administrative unit. Some counties have higher incidence of heart ailments. Some counties have lower incidence of heart ailments. Why is that important? It is important for the policymakers, so that they can plan how many cardiac units they will require, how many this, that, other things they need to provide to take care of people who may have heart ailments, or who have heart ailments. Okay, this is an important decision making process that policymakers have to go through. Okay, normally what happens is companies collect, governments collect data like height, weight, uh, lifestyles, what they eat, so on and so forth. And based on that, they try to predict which county or which district will have higher incidence of heart ailments, right? This is a standard procedure. In this particular experiment, researchers started collecting public tweets sent out by some 1,300 US counties. Okay, and they classified those tweets as angry tweets and non-angry tweets. Now, this is an interesting point. How do you quantify, how do you qualify a particular tweet as angry or non-angry? Based on certain words which are used. I hate you. Okay, there's four-letter words. So they developed a methodology for identifying tweets which were angry and which were not angry. Okay, very simple. Okay, you just classify some words and you see if those words appear, then it is an angry tweet. If those words don't appear, then it is a non-angry tweet. Here comes the interesting part. The counties which gave out more angry tweets had higher incidence of heart ailments than the counties which did not give out angry tweets. Are we together on this? So, classic. Now, you don't have to go do anything. You don't have to take weight. You don't have to take blood pressure. You don't have to ask so many questions. What is your lifestyle? What you eat? How much junk food you eat? Whether you exercise, you don't exercise. None of that. All that you have to do is look at the tweets coming from that particular county. If the tweets are angrier than the tweets coming from other counties, then you can be sure that this county will have higher incidence of heart ailments. And here is that part. Tweets conveying negative emotions such as anger and anxiety correlated with higher rates of heart disease deaths. The opposite was true, and this was a better prediction based on smoking, income, and diabetes. Now, you see, now you don't need to collect that data. You already have data which is more reliable than the data which you will get which you will collect by spending so many dollars or so many rupees in going out, interviewing people, collecting their, taking their weights and so on and so forth. Okay, so very, very important, very, very powerful example. This example is another, it is a great example. It is also a disturbing example. Okay, disturbing in the sense what Cambridge Analytics did in 2016 US elections in US, and also there were allegations that Cambridge Analytics was interfering with Indian elections, the last general elections. What goes on here is something very interesting. Now, you might have taken those Facebook quizzes, right? Your favorite animal, what kind of a job you like, your favorite pastime, something, your IQ, your personality, anything, and those are fun activities. Those of us who are on Facebook, we happily take those quizzes, and then we get a result, and Facebook says, okay, now you can publish it, so on and so forth. The idea is not to tell you who you are. Okay, the idea is here the Facebook is collecting information on you which you will not share with anybody. Okay, are you a nervous type of person? Are you an anxious type of person? Now, mind you, this is not the data which we normally associate with Facebook and other websites collecting, which restaurant you went to and what kind of food you like, what kind of books you like. None of that. What kind of music you like, whether you like this cricketer, that cricketer. No, this is much deeper than that. What is happening here is Facebook is collecting data on us about who we are deep down. Are we an anxious person? Do we hate certain groups? Do we love certain types of groups? Do we have a certain political ideology? All kinds of data. Okay, and based on that data, what they do is they create ads which are targeted to the individual. Okay, and how can they target those ads, how can they create those ads which are targeted to individuals? Supposing I don't like a particular community. Okay, in US it is very simple, whites versus non-whites. Okay, uh, Hispanics versus whites, Muslims versus non-Muslims, so on and so forth. People are giving that kind of information to Facebook, and now companies like Cambridge Analytics can use that data, the deep data, the emotional data which you have now shared with Facebook. They will purchase it from Facebook, and then they will create those targeted ads which will play up to your emotions, to your securities, to your insecurities, to your likes, dislikes, which you have inadvertently shared with Facebook. And based on that, they created certain ads. And there was one particular example, one targeted ad went to a few people, who were anti-immigrant. So immigration was the biggest issue in 2016 elections. Trump said, "Make America great again. America is for Americans," so on and so forth. We'll stop immigration. We'll build that wall. All that was what was happening. They created a targeted ad which went to people who thought like Trump supporters or who were Trump supporters, and they created a scenario that there was a particular warehouse where Hillary Clinton has hidden some illegal immigrants, and when the time comes, those illegal immigrants will come out and they will vote in her favor. Okay, this was all fake news. Okay, one man actually went to that warehouse with a gun to shoot those people. Can you believe it? So this is how powerful this technology is. So when Trump uses the term fake news, it is hard to say what is fake and what is real. And Facebook has succeeded. Facebook has become the most powerful media company in the world. Why? Because everybody is contributing. You and I, we are the We are the reporters, we are putting out things there. Okay, nobody verifies that, or it is very hard to verify that news, but that news travels far and it can travel in a very targeted manner. Okay, so this is the I won't call the promise, but this is what Facebook is. Okay, when you study marketing, and I'm sure you'll study some marketing somewhere, this is a marketeer's dream come true, that now I can create advertisements which are targeted to not your likes and dislikes, okay, but to your deep psychological profile, what kind of a person you are. Okay, I don't know if you have read a book called by Orwell, 1984. In 1984, there is a totalitarian regime, and in that totalitarian regime, everybody is watched all the time. Okay, so so one who watches those people is called the Big Brother. Okay, so this expression is very common in English. The Big Brother is watching you. Okay, this sound that you hear is the sound of our house being renovated. My apologies. Okay, so what happens in such cases is uh, the Big Brother is watching. Okay, so Big Brother is watching your each and every move. Facebook is that Big Brother. Okay, so you should be very careful about what you put on Facebook, but that is immaterial. As
Sir,
far as hello,
disturbance is very much high, sir.
या एक मिनट में बताता हूँ जी उनको, है ना, एक मिनट जस्ट गिव मी 1 मिनट मैडम, सॉरी। मैंने उनको बोला भी था कि इस टाइम पे मत चलाना, पर वो भूल गए शायद। हेलो, अरे मैडम जरा इनसे कहना ये अभी ना चलाएं मशीन एक आध घंटा ना, आपको मैंने बोला था। हाँ वो गए, बाकी और कुछ कर लेना, वो जो, हाँ 3:30 के आसपास, ठीक है, ओके, थैंक यू, ओके फ्रेंड, सॉरी अबाउट दिस। ओके, so are we together on this? So Facebook is a very powerful technology for collecting this kind of data and also using it to persuade people, positively or negatively, immaterial, but in some cases it can be disastrous. The way things happen, sometimes it is pretty bad. This is an old example, but another interesting example. And again, this particular example was, uh, they 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 questioned, whether it was ethical as compared to what Facebook is doing. This was kid stuff. This was very simple. What they did was, Coca-Cola is a company, US company based in Atlanta. Sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, so this is a company based in Atlanta, and they did this experiment that these vending machines of Coca-Cola will automatically change price based on what the weather was. Okay, so automation collect that data, but this is where data analytics is involved here. You do some predictive analysis. You say that when the temperature goes up by so many degrees, the demand for Coke goes up so much. And based on the past data, we know that if we increase the price by 10 cents or 15 cents or 20 cents, people will still buy. Do you understand this? So it's like having this machine there, and the machine is intelligent. Okay, so the machine is programmed to read the meteorological data, what the temperature is, okay, what the temperature is going to be, or what the temperature right now is, and automatically it adjusts the prices, increasing the price when the temperature is higher and decreasing the price when the temperature is lower. Okay, so very interesting use of data analytics in Coca-Cola vending machines. The criticism there was that they are manipulating customers unethically, and I don't know finally what happened. I don't think they had a pilot project, but they did not launch it nationally because there was a lot of adverse criticism of the company. Final example, and this is probably one of the best examples of data analytics that you will find anyway. One of the best examples. Amazon is another. I don't have Amazon, but this is equally good. In 1991 I went to US. Okay, in those days this big Kmart, Kmart was the dominant store, uh, and Walmart. Okay, so Walmart is like your big bazaar or whatever those stores you have in India. Those are all modeled after Walmart. Okay, but Walmart was very small in those days. 1991, when I went to US, there was Kmart, and now you see the sign here, store closing. Kmart has gone out of business. Okay, why has Kmart gone out of business and Walmart has become the biggest retailer in the world, biggest physical retailer, biggest e-commerce retailer? Of course, is Amazon. There, Walmart is not able to compete with Amazon, but that's a different story. But Walmart very successfully competed against Kmart and became the dominant superstore all over US. They have 3,000 stores and they sell round the clock, 24 hours. Okay, what was the difference? One word: data. Okay, Walmart made use of the data that they collected at the point of sales and used that data to drive their decisions. Okay, which Kmart did not do, and Walmart succeeded while Kmart didn't. Let me tell you how efficiently Walmart does its data analysis, data analytics. At the end of the day, there is no end of the day formally because they are 24 hours open. So let's say at 5 p.m., all the stores, those 3,000 stores, they collect data on what is selling and what is not selling, the point of sale data. Okay, when you buy something, a barcode is scanned. Okay, when that barcode is scanned, it is captured that, okay, Sanjay has purchased a pair of shoes, and madam has purchased a purse, and somebody else has purchased something else. All that is recorded. So all over 3,000 stores in US, that data is collected. At the end of the day, it is analyzed, and by that night they are able to decide what to order and what not to order. Okay, do you see the significance of this? Now Walmart will not run out of items which will sell. Okay, number one. Number two, Walmart will not store those items which will not sell. What does it mean? It means that there is a huge reduction in their inventory holding costs. They don't have to hold unnecessary inventory. Okay, and also they will never be, or not never, but they will try not to be out of stock for the items which will sell. Because once a customer goes to a store and a customer cannot find the item that he or she wants, immediately they'll go to another store, and that is a sale lost. Okay, one very interesting example which I used to give to my students there in the US. When 9/11 happened, 2000, 2001, it was a big day in US. I was there. There was a lot of confusion. Those two uh, towers came down, and there was panic. There was a lot of panic in US, and understandably so. Okay, do you know what did people buy right after the 9/11 attacks? It's very interesting. When I used to ask students, so what do you think people bought immediately after the attack? There was a first wave of buying, there was a second wave of buying, and then there was a third wave of buying, panic buying. The first wave of buying, people, students would always say flags. Americans they bought a lot of flags, and they displayed flags in their homes, in their offices, in their cars, so on and so forth. But no, first first wave of buying was guns and ammunition. You can buy guns in a Walmart store, okay, and you can buy ammunition also in a Walmart store. It's legal there, okay. So the first wave of buying was guns and ammunition. Second wave of buying was food and water, emergency supplies. And the third wave of buying was flags. Okay, so what does this tell us about human behavior? In a panic situation, people first think of self protection, then food, and then nationalism. And accordingly, companies can tailor, what that was an emergency situation. Another very good example, it happens in US that there are hurricanes, they call them tornadoes, and tornado season usually is from October onwards. Some of these tornadoes are very severe, they disrupt the life, and nothing happens. I've lived through quite a few of those tornadoes or hurricanes. Interestingly, Walmart did one study. They said when tornado is announced, their meteorological service is very good, so they will be able to announce their the meteorological survey weather channel will announce that okay, a tornado is coming to this particular city, and it will hit the city on this particular day at around this time. And then people buy stuff. Usually what will they buy? They'll buy food, they will buy portable transistors, flashlights, water, emergency supplies. Walmart found one very interesting trend, that when a tornado is announced, people also buy a lot of beer. Why? Because they know that they are going to be hunkered down in the home, there won't be much to do. So they started running out of beer in a few stores. There you can buy beer in a Walmart store. Okay. So what they did was, based on this data that they had, okay, that when a tornado hits, beer sales go up. Okay, you see the logic. Okay, so they could correlate these two things, that when a tornado is there, okay, of course, store more water, store more this, more that, but also store more beer. There is one particular store in Japan, it's called 7-Eleven. Now Japan is a very small country, they are squeezed for space. So they are not like US, where they can have these big superstores and they can store everything there and let people buy what they want to buy. In Japan, the building space is at a very high premium. So what 7-Eleven did was, they fine-tuned their analysis even to this: what do people buy in the morning, what do people buy midday, and what do people buy in the evening. They will store only those things which are needed in the morning till the morning uh, hours are over, remove them and bring the second lot and the third lot, and so on and so forth. And they were very successful. So the point here is that retail industry can benefit a lot uh, by data analytics, as we see in this particular example. Okay, so any questions so far? You can type your question in the chat box, or you can just ask, or we can save the questions for the end.
Sir, I have a question actually.
Yes, please.
So you gave an example of election between Donald Trump versus
Yes, sir.
Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
But don't you think there's a biasness out there? Because maybe people who is
Because, sorry, I don't understand your question. In that example which I showed you,
if this
there
year
is
also same thing happened, like people search, we can
your voice is breaking up. Sir, your voice is breaking up. Can you type your question in the chat box, please? Can you please type your question in the chat box? Thank you.
Actually, I got I think I got disconnected.
Okay. So go ahead, please. What is your question?
Actually, I wanted to know about the little biasness of data. Like you were giving an example
Right.
regarding Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton at that particular time, and you gave a theory that because people have searched for Donald Trump, and so Donald Trump can will win. Though
Yeah.
at that particular time, people were like all the pollsters were talking differently.
Right.
Nevertheless, but why I believe this is little biasness in there, because can we replicate same thing today? Like last year, this year we had an election. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay, this year we had an election. Can we do the same Google trend and try to find out like if people have searched for Joe Biden, then maybe Google trend can help. But data analytics is not only about what Google trend says. There are lots of
मैडम
statistics
यार ये नीचे
involved.
बंद करवा दो प्लीज. नहीं उनसे अरे यार उनसे कहना कि चलो हाँ कहना आधे घंटे की बात है कहीं घूम फिर आए चाय पिला दो उनको.
So
Sorry,
I
yaar,
was,
I think okay. Dr. Praveen Kumar.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
Dr.
I'll take your question at the end. You know, there is disruption here. So let's keep
Okay.
moving. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Very briefly, you know, when people are looking at when they are searching for something, uh, then bias is reduced because here you are just searching for something that you are interested in. So that was the correlation in that particular case. Anyway, but let's keep moving. Uh, this is an important slide. Okay, please keep this one in mind and we'll refer back to this one. Okay, this is our typical data information knowledge wisdom DIKW model. Okay, at the basic level we have data. Okay, so data is discrete objective facts about an event. Okay, and I'll give you an example. When you put that data in a context, then it becomes information. Okay, when you process that data, it becomes information. When you put it in a context, then it becomes knowledge. And finally, if you are able to use that knowledge to do something useful, then it is wisdom. Okay, let me give you an example. Number 85 by itself has no meaning. Okay, 85 is 85. It could be anything, you know, number of people attending this webinar, number of people attending a party, whatever. Okay, but once you put that number 85 in a context and you say that 85 is a percentage that a student has to have, okay, then it becomes information. Okay, and you can further qualify that data and make it more refined information by saying that all the students who get 85% and above will get tuition waiver. They don't have to pay. They don't have to pay tuition next year. Okay, in the second year. Now it becomes information. When does it become knowledge? It becomes knowledge when it prompts you to take some actions. Okay, so Sachin may say, okay, I am at 82%. What can I do so that I raise my percentage to 85% so that I don't have to pay tuition next year? Okay, so that there it becomes actionable information, which is knowledge. Okay, and once you reflect upon it, you think about it, you say, okay, this is what I have not been doing right, that's why I'm not getting 85%. If I change this, if I do that, then that is wisdom. Okay, so basically data, information and knowledge. Important thing here is that as data scientists, you will be dealing with knowledge which is at a much higher level than data or information. Okay, so just keep that in mind. uh, who is a data analyst? Who combines you? This probably you already know this. Who combines analytics knowledge with strong domain expertise? What is domain expertise? There are various domains, as I showed you in that previous slide: finance domain, marketing domain, HR, operations, so on and so forth. Okay, but your analytics knowledge is common across those. You know the techniques that you will apply, plus you need to have the domain expertise. Okay, then you focus on data problem or an opportunity, and at the same time they have enough analytics knowledge. Okay, what is analytics knowledge? If you have used Excel, Excel can do a lot of things. It's a very powerful tool for data analysis. Okay, but there are other tools which are even more powerful. But Excel is good. SPSS, SAS. There are multiple tools which are out there. Okay, so here is a person who has to have these two skills. Okay, domain expertise plus plus analytics knowledge. You apply these two, and then you come to this point where you are able to process information further and do some knowledge type of operations on it, what if analysis. And I'll give you some examples. Okay, so the point here is that you are working at a higher level of pyramid when it comes to information processing. Okay, so that's the point here. uh, Data analysts don't need to be okay, so this is one common question people ask, do I have to know a lot of programming? No, you don't have to know a lot of programming. I don't know much programming. At one time I used to do some programming, but programming is something you don't have, because what has happened is that these modern day tools are very user friendly. Like Excel, you don't there is a lot of programming which is built into the tool itself. But if you know the tool well, and if you know the technique well, like basic statistics techniques, and if you know the domain well, then you will be a good data analyst or data scientist. Okay. So what is data analytics? It is the use of data, information technology, statistical analysis, all this to to help managers gain improved insights about their data operations, make better fact-based decisions. That means it is your job to take the organization. So it will be the job of, let's say, uh, database uh, database administrator to convert data into useful information. Okay, so he or she will create that database for your organization. It will create that infrastructure, but now it will be your job to piggyback on that information and make it contextualized and actionable. Okay, and I'll give you some examples later on, how you make it actionable. So this is basically what you will be doing. Okay, this is what data analysts will do. Okay, so this will probably explain it better. Okay, what is likely to happen? What should I do about it? What is happening? Why did it happen? What is likely to happen? What should I do about it? Okay, uh, for example, something happened, 9/11 happened. Okay, what is happening? There is panic buying. Why did it happen? It happened because of this. What is likely to happen? It is likely to happen that people will buy more guns and ammunition. What should I do? I should get an emergency supply of more guns and ammunition so that I don't run out of those things. Okay, so this is how analytics will work, and this is how companies, good companies, companies which survive, companies which thrive, they are able to do those things. So the use of analytical methods. Now, the point number one here is that it is either done manually or automatically. Manual days are over. Okay, because of various reasons. I'll come to that in a minute. There is big data. You have so much data that you cannot process it very efficiently manually. So it has to be done automatically. Okay, and once that process is automated, then you are able to look at the relationships in various data, which includes access and reporting and various things which we will come to in a few minutes. Okay. Okay. Here is a good example. This is what a data analytics person will do. Okay. Retail markdown decision. This happens all the time. Okay. Right now, winter clothings are in high demand because of the cold season. Come February, March, come Holi, these items will need to be marked down so that companies can get rid of their inventory and and make room for spring and summer clothing. Okay, so most department stores clear seasonal inventory by reducing prices. Actually, I used to tell students, once I was these days I don't go out, I don't like to shop, but once I was just walking through a market, I saw a sign in a store. It was a very interesting sign: buy one get eight free. I said, what's going on? How just buy one, get two free, get three free. It makes sense. But buy one, get seven or eight free of particular item. I don't know what item was it. What must have happened or what might have happened, I'm guessing, that this guy was probably left, this store owner was probably left with a huge inventory which was seasonal, and there was no way that shop owner was going to get rid of all that inventory. So he had to do a distress kind of a sale, that you buy one and take seven or eight free. Okay, not a good situation. So based on data analytics, the person will be able to decide, when to reduce the price and by how much. Okay, it's not just your experience, it is not just your gut feeling that, okay, if I reduce the price by 10%, my sales will go up 20%. No, you have historical data. You say, okay, in the past when I did this, this is what happened. Okay, so if I reduce the price by this much, this is what it is likely to happen. Okay, so here is your descriptive analysis, historical data, and then you predict sales based on price, find the best sets of pricing, advertising to maximize sales revenue. So all this is part of the data analytics. Can all this be automated? Can all this be taken care of by the software so that the human being does not have to intervene? Most likely not. Okay, because all said and done, a human intervention will be required. Okay, somebody, some decision maker will have to say, okay, does this data make sense? There is a lot of computer to computer interaction which happens, especially in Wall Street, in stock market situations. A lot of these buy and sell decisions happen based on algorithms. Okay, but still, human intervention in there might be artificial intelligence where computers trade, bargain with one another, but human intervention will be required, at least for some time. Okay, what we see in this slide is that scope of data analytics across various domains. So you can read this in marketing analytics, for example, there is segmentation, distribution channel analytics, campaign analytics, how much money should I invest in advertising and what returns I'm likely to get, because advertising is expensive. Okay, so those kind of analytics will be required across various domains in an organization. This is what we see in this particular slide. This slide is probably makes more sense. So here you see this guy sitting with a crystal ball. So the data analyst is almost like a fortune teller, somebody who's looking at the crystal ball and answering queries. So which are our lowest, highest margin customers? Who are my customers and what products are they buying? Which customers are most likely to go to the competition? This is also an important point. What impact will new products, services have on revenues? Any successful business has to do these things. Okay, it is not that data analytics has suddenly made all these things important. These things have been important for a long time. Okay, only thing is data analytics has now given us the tools so that we can do things which people were intuitively, based on their own experience, based on their own understanding of the situation we are doing. Okay, so in a way, data analytics is making companies smarter. They can learn from the data which is stored in their organization instead of just relying on their intuition or their judgment. Okay, so this is what we see here. Some of the problems which exist now. This is an interesting issue. I don't know if you know about it. There is a glut of data. Okay, How much glut of data is there? Till last year, whatever data humankind had created, till 2019, in 2020 we doubled it. So almost every year we are doubling the amount of data which is out there. What kind of data is being added to this huge database called the human data repository in various forms? All the tweets, all the Facebook posts, all the Instagram messages, all the WhatsApp messages, all that is going into that pool. Is that important? You bet. Why? For the same reason that we saw in that Google search or that Facebook example. When you are actually interacting and writing that post, okay, you are giving your honest opinion without anyone asking you for it. Normally, a surveyor would come to you and ask your opinion. Here, you are voluntarily giving that information, okay, to various web pages, to Facebook, to Instagram, to WhatsApp, and so on and so forth. And it is up to the companies to make use of that data creatively. Is it easy? Not at all easy. One example which I give to students, when I was doing this webinar in Punjab and Haryana, you go out for dinner. These days, it is not very advisable that you go out for dinner. But let's say you go to a particular restaurant with friends, and you come back. You didn't like their food, and you post some comment on Facebook. I didn't like that food. That is understandable, but food was really bad, and now you and now you and now you write a comment, वहां का खाना तो इतना बेकार है कि कुत्ते भी ना खाए. अब वो आपने तो कमेंट लिख दिया, okay, the food is so bad even dogs won't eat it. Now the point is, how does this, is that important data? It is important because it is giving a direct feedback on the quality of food of that particular restaurant, which others will read, okay? But that data has to be put in a structured form so that decision makers can do something. So they'll probably design a scale, kutte bhi na khaye, meaning it is really bad, okay? So something like that. And that is where creativity comes in. That is where your skills will be required in how to store that data, how to massage that data, how to interpret that data, and how to take good decisions based on that data. That will be an important task, okay? So that is where your data warehouse comes in. So it's a single, complete, consistent store of data. And again, keep in mind that a lot of this data is unstructured data. कुत्ते भी ना खाएं, उस type का data है, and it has to be made usable, to put in some kind of a structure so that it can be analyzed, and it can be made decision oriented. So this is a big challenge, and this challenge has grown over the last few years since the use of social media has become prominent, okay? So keep this in mind. It is not just your structured data कि आपने survey कर लिया, आपने कोई questionnaires निकाल लिए, आपने web पे survey कर लिया. No, this is all unstructured data, and this is where the creativity comes in, how to make use of that. And where do we store this data? This data warehouse, in the past, companies spent tons of money in creating data storage, iOmega, zip disk, there were all kinds of devices. I have used all kinds of devices which would plug into my PC, which will plug into my laptop. I'll store that data. Then I have to worry about not losing that data. I have to worry about that data getting corrupted, something happening to that data. In one swoop, all those problems are solved by something known as cloud storage, okay? Cloud storage is something which is, I would say, it is a game changer for quite a few companies, that now you can not only store your data in a Google Cloud, or in a Dropbox cloud, or in a in some other cloud, but you can also access it from anywhere. Okay, and it has become so much easier. But as Milton Friedman said, the economist, that there are no free lunches. Nothing comes absolutely free. So here you pay a price in terms of loss of security. Okay, is this data compromised? If this data is compromised, then what happens? You understand? Number one. So that is so cloud storage is wonderful. You have all your data sitting somewhere in a Google cloud. But what if the Google cloud goes down, as it happened few days back? Okay, all your operations come to a standstill. You cannot access Gmail, you cannot access Drive, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Plus this additional problem of what happens if this data is compromised, if somebody steals that data. And this happens all the time. There have been some very major data breaches. In US, it happened to Walmart's competitor. They lost a lot of data. It happened to Visa. It happened to quite a few companies. And so that is a big threat. But if you look at the risk and reward, so this is high risk, but the rewards are also high. So this is another issue that companies have to grapple with. So this is something that we have already discussed, data and information. So process of transforming data into information, that means making the data meaningful. 85 is not just some number. 85 is the percentage that you must get to qualify for free scholarship at Akal University. Then it becomes information, and then action based on that will be knowledge, and what strategies you have based on that will decide your wisdom. Okay, so finally, last one or two slides, and then I'll show you a short video, and then we'll open it up for discussions. So data mining is a way to develop the intelligence from data. So remember that pyramid that I showed you. Okay, data, data, information, knowledge. Forget wisdom for now. This is the direction in which we are moving. Okay, and to gain better understanding of their customers, that means take better decisions. Okay, what to store, what not to store, how to create those ads, how to do this, how to do that. All that is knowledge based, and all that is decision making. Okay, the last point which I've highlighted in blue here. Okay, it is not just optimization of what is happening in your organization. Okay, it is also the optimization of the supply chain. Okay, what do we mean by supply chain? Now, Toyota implemented just-in-time production system. I don't know if you have heard of just-in-time. Just-in-time production system means that when Toyota has to begin production, they won't store inventory in their facilities. They will order that inventory from their suppliers just in time for them to begin a particular assembly or particular production. Okay, it was a great system invented by Toyota company in Japan. They called it Kanban. It was a huge success. But what was happening was, although Toyota was not holding up so much of inventory, they were making their suppliers hold extra inventory. You understand this? That okay, now we need this gear assembly. Okay, because we are going into that particular operation. So you hold that inventory, and I will order it just in time. Okay. Consequently, what happened was, although Toyota was able to reduce their inventory, okay, their suppliers were not able to reduce their inventory. When suppliers don't reduce their inventory, they increase the price. When they increase the price for Toyota also goes up. So then these smart people, they said, forget just in time for our own company. Let us do just in time for the entire supply chain. Okay, let us do something. So let us look at the entire supply chain. Let us look at what is going to be required by the OEM, the equipment manufacturer. what is going to be required by the supplier to store, what will be required by the supplier to store, and the third level supplier. And let us run some analytics on this and optimize the entire supply chain so that nobody suffers and the entire supply chain benefits. And there is a great example of that, again involving Walmart and Warner Lambert. Warner Lambert is a company in US that makes these not cough syrups, those mouthwashes. Okay, so every year there is a flu season in US. Now there is a pandemic season, which is a different story. But before pandemic, there used to be a flu season. In flu season, people will get sore throat, throat infection, and the sale of uh, mouthwash will go up. Okay, now it was very hard for Walmart to predict how much of mouthwash will sell because they did not know how severe the flu season was going to be. Okay, and Warner Lambert didn't know how much mouthwash to produce because they didn't know what Walmart was going to order because Walmart didn't know what the end customer demand was going to be. Okay, so they said, forget this. Instead of you holding extra inventory and we doing extra production, let us optimize our joint operations. Okay, so they started downloading data uh, from Center for Disease Control, how severe the flu season is going to be. Based on past data, they will decide, okay, it is likely that we will sell so many bottles of mouthwash, and let us produce so many bottles of mouthwash so that we neither have excess inventory nor Walmart runs out of stock. So this is supply chain optimization using data analytics, which is a very important concept as it is emerging because now companies have realized that they are not going to just succeed based on their own internal operations. Okay, they have to succeed based on their partner collaboration. Uh, so what is uh, data mining, pattern recognition, so these are all big words. Mathematical modeling, statistical methods. Maybe Dr. Upinder Kaur will talk about some of these things to you in your classes. But my purpose is to give you a big picture that this is where all this is going to be used. Okay, your statistical methods, your pattern recognition, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Okay, so I'll some of the applications of data analytics. Customer relationship management, fairly straightforward. Okay, you can do the call analysis, how many calls we get, how many of our customers are repeat customers, how many of our customers do not come back, what do customers buy when they buy this and this. So I can do some analysis of that kind, that customers who buy this kind of a product, they also buy that kind of a product. Okay, all that is very important. Travel industry, what is the most common travel time? In US it is Thanksgiving or Christmas. Okay, and various demographics, who travels when and what kind of destinations they prefer. If you notice in India, something interesting has happened right now. Due to quarantine, nobody is traveling. Previously, travel used to be to all the religious places or for weddings. Okay, or going to grandmother's house for summer vacation. That changed to something else. Okay, that changed to something else. The latest trend, so at one point of time it was traveling abroad, so all these tour packages, people going to Singapore, Hong Kong, and then they started going further and further, going to Europe and US. Now all that has become old news. Now people look to travel to exotic destinations. Okay, let me go rafting in some obscure part of the world. Let me do paragliding somewhere. Let me do something. So based on that trend, the company has to offer the packages. So the one which is ahead of the game of others will succeed, and others will not. Okay, so this is the point that we see here. Visualization is again, this is a big topic by itself. Now, you see the challenge here is that you have tons of data. Okay. You have to process that data. You have to make that data meaningful. Okay. And not only just make it meaningful, but you have to make it presentable so that your top person, you remember I told you earlier on that you will be reporting to the top people, you will be working for the top people, and those top people, the CFOs, the CIOs, the chief operating officers, so on and so forth, or your senior sales manager, senior marketing manager, their time is very limited. They don't have much time. So how efficiently you present the data to them, okay, so that they are not only able to take good decisions, but they are also not overwhelmed by the analysis that you have done. So that is the part of visualization, and various techniques have been developed. I actually had a video, but I won't show it to you. In that particular video, there is a hologram. The decision maker is actually sitting in a hologram and looking at all the data in 3D, and pointing and clicking and making some predictions, some decisions based on that. But this is one example, and this is another example. A corporate dashboard. I don't know if you have ever been inside the cockpit of an aircraft. In good old days before 9/11, they used to let people go into the cockpit, and I was always curious, so I went inside the airplane to see what goes on there. There are so many controls and so many lights which are flashing. It's very confusing. Okay, but confusing for a layperson like me. How you organize that data in these various corporate dashboards, this itself is a skill. Okay, you may have done the best analysis possible, you may have the best data warehouse, you may have the best analytical tools, but if the end presentation, if the end visualization is not so good, then it will not be very effective. Uh, it will not create the impact which it is supposed to create. So this is the part about. uh, okay, I think we can skip some of these things and come to the slides with Dr. Kaur has very kindly contributed to this presentation. And these slides pertain to the Indian scenario. I didn't work in India very much. I spent 27 years in the US. It is only now that I'm getting more familiar with the Indian scenario. So what she has got in this particular, and if you have any questions, she's there, she'll be able to answer those questions. The purpose of data science courses is to give awareness of advanced features of data analytics. Okay, this training will help you to know the different types of analytical techniques, statistics, machine learning, predictive analysis, and deep learning. So if you look at her diagram here, you have analytics in the top, business intelligence, statistics, and data visualization. And all this is combined with the help of data mining, which we already discussed, machine learning, deep neural networks, artificial intelligence, and so on and so forth, to get to that point, okay, where you can make sense of that data. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can save them for Dr. Kaur. Uh, Areas in which data scientists, and again, if you have any questions, I'm sure she'll be able to answer. So data scientists, now in business, we call them business analysts. Okay, computer science people would call them data scientists or data analysts, but that doesn't matter. The main difference, as I see it, the way Dr. Kaur looks at it, and Dr. Praveen Kumar looks at it, and the way we look at it is that in our case, the analysis is based on a particular business problems. We are more focused on the business problem than on the actual techniques or algorithms or machine learning or artificial intelligence or various models. Okay, so I think that is one difference between the way a computer science person will look at data analytics and the way we business people look at data analytics, but we can open it up for discussion in a few minutes. Okay, so huge scope in India. Okay, and call for specialists and analysts has grown by 70% over the last 1 year. And why it has grown is also very interesting. Okay, there is more and more data. What pandemic has done, COVID-19 has done is it has made people work from home. More people working from home, that means more digitization of data. Now you cannot just write a memo and circulate it. Okay, it has to be over a computer network. Okay, for example, this conversation that we are having, this presentation that we are having is also being recorded and stored on YouTube. Okay, which would not normally happen in a classroom situation, right? In a classroom situation, professor comes, gives the lecture, students hear it, and it's finished. Okay, but here we are capturing the data and storing it on YouTube. Okay, so what COVID-19 has done is it has increased digitization of data, number one. Number two, it has made people much more comfortable with these tools that you and I are familiar with. You are all young, so you don't, for you it's a no-brainer, connecting to social media or to Zoom or to this or to that. But you talk to older people, my generation, they are very nervous. They say, no, I don't know how to use this technology. I say this is one of the easiest technologies to use. Okay, more and more people are being pushed to use this technology because they cannot travel. Okay, because all those travel restrictions are there. That means more and more data is being generated, and more data is will need to be analyzed. Okay, another interesting point. All of you have heard about outsourcing, business process outsourcing, information systems outsourcing,
Yes,
various
sir.
outsourcing, and so on and so forth. Okay, what has happened over during this pandemic, due to travel restrictions, more outsourcing is happening. Okay, recently there was a newspaper item that Infosys won $1 billion outsourcing deal from a Western company. $1 billion is around 75,000 crore rupees. 1 million is 7.5 crores. Okay, 1 billion is, you multiply that by 1,000. This is just one contract that they got. Okay, so the number of such deals will increase. When the number of such deals increases, the demand for people who work in data analysis, in programming, in web interface, in networking, all those demands go up. Okay, so it is logical to assume that although COVID-19 situation has suppressed certain industries, certain trades, it will probably help in data analytics. So that is the point that I am trying to make. This is the old news. We have already seen salary trends by functional area. Okay, so let me wrap up, and then we will open it up for discussions in a few minutes. Does India have any advantage over other countries when it comes to competing for data analytics jobs or data analytics projects? Okay, India has a huge advantage. Why? Because if you look at your own education, it is heavily in favor of science and technology. It's a known fact that Indian school education is about 3 years ahead of US school education in terms of science and maths. About 3 years. Okay, so what a sixth grade student or seventh grade student learns here in India, a ninth or 10th grader would learn in US. So we have a huge advantage. Number two, you may think that English, your English is not up to the mark. Your English is pretty good. Okay, why? Because all of us have studied in English medium, unlike Chinese, okay, who have studied in Mandarin. Sometimes I used to joke with my students. I used to say that the English that I speak is the correct English because a language which is spoken by the largest number of people in the world is the standard. And right now, the largest number of English speaking people are in India and not in US. Okay. If you look at the number of people who know English, it's higher in India than in USA or UK. Okay. So that is another advantage that we have. So all these factors put together, I have a feeling that data analytics jobs, those kind of jobs will increase, and people like you who are preparing for these careers will not only be able to find job but will also do well. So I think I'll stop here and we'll open it up for discussion. I think Dr. Praveen Kumar had a question. Yes, sir.
So it was a great, nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
It's just about those who are new to data science. Actually, I'm also a student of data science. Nevertheless,
Okay.
uh, I just wanted you to touch on the biasness of the data, like because sometimes the thing which you have told, like which you actually touched upon regarding Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. So don't
Right,
you
right.
think there is some biasness if you will just use this Google trend and try to find out he or she can be president or prime minister, in this case president. Basically, am I audible to you? I'm not very sure.
Yeah.
So just I wanted you to touch upon the biasness of the data. Basically, the key thing which I'm trying to data analysis. But one thing is certain, that how robust is your data, and from where your data is coming. Is it robust enough to give you a particularly good information or not? So if you can touch on this subject, that will be great.
I think that's a very, very important point. The quality of data is very important. Okay. You probably have heard that expression, garbage in, garbage out. If you get garbage data, then your output will also be garbage. The point that I was trying to make is that the data that companies collect over the social media and companies like Google that they collect is 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 the real data, in the sense that this is the data that people have voluntarily given by in form of searches, in form of queries that they are forming. So that was the point that I was trying to make. Dr. Kaur, do you have any points to add to this?
Sir, I have a query with my that I have a discussion with my students that they are not aware of what are the power in data science, and I want to use it enlighten some of the skills that is need in the young data scientist, or that is the students that is are in the this career line, and I want to uh, explore some more things. मतलब in students point of view I want कि just मतलब uh,
So I was maybe I'll able to say, according to Dr. Kaur, the most important dilemma nowadays, where to start, like because our student is in first year, like they
Right,
all are in the first year.
right,
So, and obviously we are doing computer science in data. I mean computer science, and the specialization is data science. Like
right, right.
there are many students who ask me also, like what will be our career, because they have certainly seen computer science as a good career, but what about the specialization in data science? Will it get us good job or will it not? So obviously, according to me, they are two. They're in first year, so probably they'll have this type of question, because as I was studying when I was in first year, I used to have this
Gee,
question. So it will be great if you can answer the
sure,
question based from the student's perspective, not from
sure.
the as a
या
professor.
नहीं नहीं बिल्कुल, दैट्स अ वेरी 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 वैलिड पॉइंट. भाई देखिए, आप आपने, मैंने, डॉक्टर कौर ने, वी हैव आवर जॉब्स, वी डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट दोस थिंग्स व्हिच दीस पीपल हैव टू वरी अबाउट. अब देखिए, आपका जो ऑर्डिनरी कंप्यूटर साइंस का जो स्टूडेंट है, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ जॉब्स विल ही और शी लुक फॉर? मे बी डेटाबेस में जाएगा, प्रोग्रामिंग करेगा, नेटवर्किंग करेगा, हार्डवेयर में चला जाएगा, राइट? Those are the areas which are open to
nowadays what happened, I'm sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Nowadays what happened, no computer scientists actually do real computer science. They actually do data feeding in some Tata consultancy service, IBM, this type of big they just check the software is good or not, because even I did many some for at least for a year when I
Yeah.
was out of my college, and
Uh-huh.
but no one do proper computer science.
Okay.
So I believe this data science will give an opportunity to them to explore world better.
So when you worked, what kind of when you were out of college, what kind of job did you do?
I was in TCS for maybe 7-8 months. I don't even
T-
remember.
TCS, it's a very
TCS.
good company, a very good company.
But the work was very pathetic type. I
नहीं,
mean, I was
what did you do? What was your actual day-to-day work? ये पूछ रहा हूँ मैं.
my actual, first of all, my actual day to work was they were giving me some data, and I need to process, see there's some data missing or not. I need to tell them this type of small work. Maybe because I was new also at that
I know,
particular time.
I understand.
That's why they have not given me big word. But obviously, I wanted to do higher studies, so I left the job, and I just joined.
So if you had followed that career path, supposing you had not left TCS, what would you be doing next?
Probably I would have done MBA. Probably I
नहीं
would
नहीं
have done.
नहीं TCS में आपका career path क्या होता?
I'm not very sure what would have my career path, but certainly I would have not done software development. I
Okay.
don't know. I wanted to do that software development, but I did join a small company after my masters, and I did created Facebook plugins. They nowadays there are so many Facebook plugins. They create the
Okay.
software. We like this game, that game. So this small company comes. And they try to create a Facebook plugins game, and I was into that also. But again, I realized that is also not suited for me for many reasons, because I was like I'm not doing something substantial, and then I left that job also.
Very good point, sir. देखिए, you have touched upon a very important point. In US, the trend is definitely away from large companies to small companies. Student कहता है, if I join a large company, my learning opportunities will be limited. Okay, but in a small company, in a startup, I'll be able to learn many more things because I'll be able to do many more things. Okay, so that is one very valid point. Okay, number two, when you joined TCS and when you joined this company, probably data analytics was not on the horizon at all.
At that particular time, data analytics was more a statistic. I mean, data analytics is always there. It's not like it's a new branch which is cropped up out of somewhere.
Right.
But it was always there in the terms of in the terms of what do you say, statistical analysis and all.
You're right.
Somehow people actually packaged it and created a name for it, that is machine learning, artificial intelligence,
Right.
deep learning. So, but this thing were there, but now it's packaged better, and obviously when it's packaged better, we can do better job. And obviously when you can do better job there, and obviously as you have mentioned, data is continuously increasing every year.
Right.
Data doubles. So
Right.
when your data doubles and you need to get information out of data so that someone can do good business, obviously we need people. And that is why this is one of the fascinating things I
Dr.
have
Kumar,
ventured into.
yeah, I'll just interrupt you for 1 minute. When I went to US in 1991, आपने कहा ना ये पहले भी ये सारी चीजें हो रही थी. In 1991, I joined a department. It was called Decision Analysis Department, Decision Sciences and Engineering Systems, DSES. They were doing data analytics at that time in 91 using a mainframe computer.
Yeah.
मेन फ्रेम पे हो रहा था, सैस के प्रोग्राम चलते थे, उस पर डेटा एनालिसिस होता था, रिग्रेशन होता था, ये होता था, सब मैंने भी किया, मैं भूल-भाल गया. But the point is that now so many tools are available, number one. Number two, the quantity and the quality of data has changed tremendously. खाना कुत्ते भी नहीं खाएंगे versus structured survey.
No,
Okay,
this is what I wanted to say, that data is now more robust.
Yes, yes,
People have created data, like even in unstructured data. Now they're
right.
trying to create in such a, like you have given a word like kutte bhi nahi khayenge, with is what is the ranking? It should be -5 or maybe
Minus
-0. It
five.
should be in minus. So, so this
Yeah.
thing, even unstructured data, people are thinking in a way so that they can create this data. They can change the data, unstructured data, to a structured data.
Right,
Because
right,
unfortunately, unstructured data, human can understand.
right.
But computer will obviously not understand an unstructured data. They need a
जी जी
structured data.
जी
So
जी जी.
obviously, a human can do one thing, certain, and that is what, like
So
nowadays, my one of my friend is working in tweet, sarcasm tweet. Nowadays, lots of tweet
right, right.
which are
Okay.
actually some sort of
वो
sarcasm tweet,
angry tweets type का. हाँ
angry
sir.
tweet type ka.
हाँ हाँ
Yes.
हाँ.
So this
Okay.
sarcasm tweet, and when I was involved in that research, though it got stuck in between. Uh, so this thing, because this was a sarcasm tweet, can a computer will find out which tweet is sarcastic tweet or not? It's a very challenging task. Human can obviously understand. Even many of the people, human will not never able to understand what is a sarcasm tweet. I mean, I have seen many people, if I say sarcastic thing, they will take it seriously, that I'm serious. But then I have to
नहीं नहीं.
tell
I
them this
I
is sarcastic tweet. So
I
these are the
agree.
challenge of data structure, data analysis, big data and all. But obviously, we have come a long way. And obviously, this generation, like my
Yes.
students who are in first year, they will obviously add on to this.
नहीं
In
देखिए
that,
मैं I अंडरस्टैंड योर स्टूडेंट. जैसे मैडम ने मुझे बताया, डॉक्टर कौर ने, कि अवर स्टूडेंट्स रियली डोंट नो what opportunities or challenges exist in data analytics, because this is a new field. तो न्यू फील्ड तो है ही है भाई. in 97 I completed my PhD in e-commerce. At that time, e-commerce was very new. Amazon, probably Amazon existed, but Bezos was working from the basement of his father's house. $2 लाख उसके पेरेंट्स ने उसको दे दिए थे. उससे वो चला रहा था 10 साल तक. वो नेगेटिव 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 रेड में ही रहा, because nobody understood what was there. And then when it took off like anything. So my feeling is, and I was discussing with Dr. Kaur, that data analytics right now is in the same phase that electronic commerce was at one stage. Okay,
sure.
people really don't know what is going on, but there is a potential. There is a big potential there. Dr. Kaur, what do you say?
Sir, yes, I am agree with this key, because earlier we are doing the Excel, we are doing the minimus tool. Matlab,
Right,
the people are not aware of number of tools. Like nowadays we are having Python. That
right.
is a few years back, है ना? So we
Yeah.
are having a number of libraries, number of techniques are there in which we can use that data and we can analyze, and can use it for number of business. Like you have given some of the examples, like Walmart is there, and we also see that ki number of organization, like you have given the example of naukri.com. You
Uh-huh.
have we are having a one example, live example, that is the Trivago, है ना? Urban
Uh-huh.
Clap. Lots of applications are there that is based on the data analytics only, है ना?
Right, right,
Because
right.
we are observing the customer behavior. These are the opportunities that is we are having nowadays. Earlier we are not having these kind of opportunities as a computer.
So, madam, yeah, just one second. So, can we hear from some of the students what questions they have in their mind? If
Uh,
if they don't mind.
I request all the students who are watching this, if you have any doubt in mind related
हाँ
to
हाँ.
data science, you can ask. You can
भाई
open
देखो.
your mic.
Yeah. भाई
Okay,
देखो ये.
but I'll obviously, because they are in the first semester and they'll have no, I mean,
नहीं नहीं कोई
they'll
बात
obviously
नहीं.
hesitate. So guys, if you have any question, you can obviously, yes, Surbit Raj Singh wants to speak. So Surbit, you can speak. Go ahead.
हाँ
Sir, I
ये.
can introduce myself, sir.
हाँ
Yes, sure,
Yes,
हाँ
go ahead.
चलिए.
sure.
Sir, my name is Surbhitraj Singh. I'm in BCA Data Science first year. So I want to ask
Okay.
one question, sir. Like you told that the annual salary of first year is 6 lakh. If you are
Yes.
working in India, so if I'm working in outside work, मतलब international, like US or
Right.
UK,
हाँ हाँ
like
हाँ.
in Google, Apple, or Microsoft, what will be the salary?
अरे
Minimum
वहाँ
salary
तो
of first.
भाई I know an old student of mine. He joined Apple. अभी भी वो शायद Apple में ही है, पता नहीं कितने है. तो he is making twice what I used to make. Guru good रह गए, चीले शक्कर हो गए जी. They are making tons of money. If you are in any one of those companies, $100,000, $200,000, प्लस यू गेट स्टॉक ऑप्शंस. अच्छा, फिर एक इसमें सुरभित राज, अगर ये कंपनी आपको, देखिए आज की तारीख में यूएस में जॉब मिलना बड़ा मुश्किल है. वो इसलिए मुश्किल है बिकॉज यूएस इज गोइंग थ्रू लॉट ऑफ टर्मोइल, यू नो. And but what is happening is, good thing which is happening is that all these companies are now in India. Amazon है, Apple है, GE है, they are all in India. They are hiring in India and they are paying the best salaries possible, you know. तो वो जो 6.5 लाख जो है वो एवरेज सैलरी है for a data scientist in India, 4.9 lakhs at the lower end, and after a few years it is 15 to 20 lakhs. ये मैंने सचिन जो था, ये अपना सचिन is also, he was looking at NDA. मैंने कहा भाई NDA is a great career, but एज एन एनडीए जो आप पैसा कमाओगे और एज ए डेटा साइंटिस्ट जो आप कमाओगे, बाद में कोई मैच नहीं होगा भाई. आफ्टर 10, 15, 20 years you will all be making lot more money than me or डॉक्टर कुमार और डॉक्टर कौर. हम हमसे तो आप आगे निकल जाओगे ही. क्यों मैडम, गलत कहा मैंने?
You said right, sir. IT is a big industry, and we are having ample of opportunities and to explore and prove yourself.
जी.
Okay, but I have a different take on this. Surbit, the point is, okay, there's a movie called Three Idiots. I hope everyone would have.
हाँ.
It's not about money. It's about
Yes.
knowledge. It's about skill. You develop your skill. Believe me, money will come to you.
I agree.
The day you start doing it, right? And this is your time. This is the day which you should do. From this day to the till final year, your aim should be not about, your aim should not which type of job I'll get, how much money I'll get. That is secondary thing. Develop your skill. You will have a good, people will come behind you. Don't go behind people, rather than do something substantial so that people come behind you.
नहीं,
This is
वो
what I
आपकी
have always told many people, and unfortunately I was never able to inculcate in myself. Somewhere I missed it, but nevertheless this is what I have learned. Forget about money. Think about skill.
Your point is well taken, but money is also important. Let me give you one example. A friend of mine is he goes for dialysis. वो dialysis की जरूरत पड़ गई बेचारे को. वो हॉस्पिटल में जाता है, यहाँ पे इंदौर में मेदांता हॉस्पिटल है, अच्छा हॉस्पिटल है. वहाँ पे जो डायलिसिस के टेक्नीशियंस होते हैं ना, जो नॉट द डॉक्टर्स मेक लॉट ऑफ मनी, but the technicians, they have to complete a 2-year diploma or whatever they have to do. How much money do you think they are making? 7,000 rupees per month for 8-hour job. Ridiculous. भाई आपने 2 साल भी लगाए, ट्रेनिंग भी ली, और उसके बाद में 7,000 रुपया कमा रहे हो. इसलिए तो आप डेटा एनालिसिस कुछ इससे ऐसा काम करो जिसमें आपकी सैलरी अच्छी हो, नंबर 1 जॉब्स हो, और सैलरी बढ़ने का स्कोप हो. ये 3 चीजें होनी चाहिए जी, है ना? तो यहाँ पे तीनों चीजें हैं. एंड मनी इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
But without skill, even you are a computer scientist, without skill you'll not able to get the job.
हाँ नहीं
sir.
हाँ जी, बोलिए.
Sir, like you told, India is having many things, but sir, today onwards, now in 21st century, many people are going to foreign countries for the finding jobs. Not today India. Why, sir?
Many people are going. वो मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ, एक मिनट. let me bring this up 1 second. अगर आपको बाहर ही जाना हो तो उसके लिए क्या ऑप्शन है? 1 सेकंड. ये okay, I'll try to bring that up in 1 minute. See, we have an arrangement with 1 second. एक मिनट. हाँ, Okay. So this is, can you all see him?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is visible.
Yes.
Sir, but
Sir,
voice is not audible, sir.
Voice is not audible.
it's not
Okay.
audible. You need to, no, you need to share audio
Yeah.
also. Share screen, you'll get an,
Okay. One second. Okay. So share screen में तो सिर्फ
share,
share
you'll get share
okay.
computer sound.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Gurpreet Dhillon, Professor of Information Systems and Head of Information Systems and Supply Chain Management at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. We are so excited to partner with the Carl Business School. My interactions with the students at the Carl have been superb at best, and we hope that the MBA program will produce excellent candidates for our MS in Information Technology and Management. On completing the first year of the MBA at Carl, we will receive the students into our program. Of course, the students have to maintain good grades and meet all the requirements. I'm hopeful that the Carl and UNC Greensboro partnership will flourish and produce outstanding graduates in years to come. And I look forward to working with the Carl in due course.
Okay. So Surbit Raj, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
we oh so one. Oh dear. Okay. So are you hearing that sound?
Yes, sir.
Ad की sound आ रही है कि नहीं?
Add.
Better reconnect.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we have got rid of Grammarly. We can close this, close all, and now we can go back to our business. Okay. So ये जो डॉक्टर गुरप्रीत ढिल्लों का जो शॉर्ट वीडियो था, this is about an MOU that we have with University of North Carolina Greensboro, which is a good university. He was talking about the partnership with MBA, but that partnership also holds for our BTech and BBA students. Okay, how does that work? It works in the following way. I taught in US for a long time. They have a very flexible system. If you have done some courses from India, from a reputed institute, and they don't sign these kind of MOUs with all universities. They sign only with the universities where they know the quality is good. Okay, तो उन्होंने हमारी अकाल के कोर्सेज देखे, हमारे यहाँ की फैकल्टी देखी, हमारे यहाँ की फैसिलिटीज देखी. Dr. Gurpreet has been there. In fact, he was instrumental in bringing me to Akal University, and he was very happy with, as he said in that video, he was very happy with the quality of education at Akal University. तो अगर आप यहाँ से BBA, BTech करते हो और आगे आपको MS करना है US में या कनाडा में या ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, तो उसका एक फायदा ये होगा कि आपके कुछ कोर्सेज यहाँ से उधर ट्रांसफर हो जाएंगे. वो कोर्सेज ट्रांसफर होने का फायदा ये होता है कि योर ट्यूशन इज रिड्यूस्ड सब्सटेंशियली. So in University of North Carolina Greensboro's case, your tuition fee is reduced by 30%. Okay, which is a lot because education there is expensive. इंडिया में तो आपको बहुत सस्ता एजुकेशन मिल रहा है, अच्छा एजुकेशन इतनी कम प्राइस पे मुझे तो नहीं लगता कि ज्यादा कंट्रीज में मिलता है. ओके, सो you get this education, and if you have US in mind or Canada in mind, these courses will be transferred there, and your cost will be reduced substantially, number one. Number two, what you learn here, okay, will be so robust, okay, that this will give you a leg up over other students कि भाई आप अकाल यूनिवर्सिटी से अच्छे कोर्सेज करके अच्छी स्किल सीख के जब आप कनाडा या यूएस या ऑस्ट्रेलिया या न्यूजीलैंड या कहीं भी आप जाते हो आगे पढ़ने के लिए, सो यू गेट दोज एडिशनल स्किल्स विच दो स्टूडेंट्स वोंट हैव. They'll have to take extra courses to acquire those skills. As Dr. Praveen Kumar very rightly said, ये सारा खेल जो है, the whole game is based on skills. ठीक है, ये स्टेंट जो आता है ना, जो हार्ट में डलता है, वो स्टेंट आता है 10,000 रुपए का. जब वो अंदर जाता है तो 2 लाख रुपए का हो जाता है. जो है वो उसका स्किल का पैसा है. द गाय हु इज पुटिंग द स्टेंट इन द पेशेंट्स हार्ट, इट इज हिज और हर स्किल which is so expensive. Does that point make sense? So as Dr. Kumar rightly said, once you have the skills, then rest will follow, money will follow. You understand?
Yes, sir.
और कोई question? Any other questions?
Any other questions, students? If you can ask.
हाँ जी, अरे शर्माओ मत जी. देखो हम वहाँ पे क्लासन में कहते थे कि भाई ओके, एनी वॉलंटियर्स फॉर आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस. जब कोई नहीं होता था तो मैं कहता था कि ओके, आई विल चूज अ फ्यू वॉलंटियर्स.
सर.
हाँ जी.
Sir, nowadays I've heard about the cloud computing. Sir, you can please tell about the detail of the cloud computing, sir.
Cloud computing, आप अपना डेटा कहाँ स्टोर करते हो? Where do you store your data?
In computer only, sir.
नहीं, कंप्यूटर में कहाँ? जीमेल यूज करते हैं कि नहीं?
करते हैं सर.
गूगल ड्राइव यूज करते हैं आप?
करते हैं सर.
वही क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग है जी.
Okay, sir.
But that is cloud computing.
You will understand cloud computing when you go ahead in your course. Don't worry about that. So
नहीं, पर ये he is already using cloud computing.
Yeah, obviously he is using, but
only thing is when you do it at a large scale, then it becomes enterprise cloud computing. Yeah. So there's nothing mysterious about it. Cloud computing में क्या है, देखिए पहले क्या होता था, data storage used to cost a lot. बहुत expensive था. Now over years, data storage costs have gone down, bandwidth has increased, all the good things have happened. Okay, because all those good things have happened, now you don't have to buy an additional hard disk for your computer. You don't have to buy an additional disk. You can just store the data in the cloud, and with good bandwidth, उसको download करने में कोई time भी नहीं लगता.
Hello. Hello, am I?
Hello. I think we have lost disconnected.
Have his phone number, you can contact him, right?
Yes, sir. Just wait for a minute.
And we can end the session because it's just contact him. Okay, he's here.
Yes. Hello.
Sir, are we audible to you? No noise, no.
Sir, mic is off. Professor Pant, mic is off. That's why I think he is trying to connecting it. Just wait a minute. Sir, your mic is off, sir.
नहीं मैं समझ गया. वी जस्ट लॉस्ट पावर.
Yes.
तो ये मैंने अपने इसके हॉटस्पॉट से कनेक्ट कर दिया है इसको.
Okay, sir.
हाँ, तो नाउ वी आर बैक इन बिजनेस. ओके. हाँ.
Yes.
ओके, सो एनी क्वेश्चंस? अरे कोई पूछ लो भाई, बाद में मौका नहीं मिलेगा. नजम सिंह. हरदीप.
Yes, sir.
कौर. हरदीप. हाँ, हरदीप इज ऑल्सो कनेक्टिंग टू ऑडियो. नजम सिंह जी, आप बताओ जी, कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ लो.
Students, if you have any question you want to ask, you can unmute yourself and you can ask.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
ओके. जगबीर सिंह.
सर, जैसे आपने बताया कि डाटा एनालिस्ट करते हैं तो कंपनीज को पता चल जाता है कि कौन सी चीज डिमांड में है और कौन सी चीज हमें प्रोड्यूस करनी है सर.
यस सर, यस,
सर,
बिल्कुल.
अगर मान लो आप कोई चीज ज्यादा डिमांड में हो जाती है, कंपनी उसे बहुत ज्यादा रेट में प्रोड्यूस करती है और एकदम उसका जो डिमांड है वो कम हो जाती है
जी.
देखा है, तो वहां पे डाटा एनालिटिक्स ने तो सर नुकसान करवा दिया सर कंपनी. बाय वन गेट इट फ्री वाला ऑप्शन देगी ना सर.
अरे बाय वन गेट इट फ्री इसलिए हुआ था क्योंकि उसने डेटा एनालिटिक्स नहीं की थी. देखो जी, उसने डेटा एनालिटिक्स की होती तो वो इस सिचुएशन में नहीं होता. हेलो जगबीर सिंह जी.
यस सर.
हाँ, डेटा एनालिटिक्स में तो जो मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया ना वार्नर लैम्बर्ट और वॉलमार्ट का, कि कितना माउथ वॉश बिकेगा और कितना प्रोड्यूस करना है, दैट इज अ जॉइंट डिसीजन बिटवीन द प्रोड्यूसर एंड द सेलर.
मतलब क्वालिटी भी उनको पता चल जाती है कि इतनी प्रोड्यूस करनी है सर हमें.
हैं जी.
मतलब उनको क्वालिटी का भी पता चल जाता है कि
बिल्कुल.
इतनी प्रोड्यूस करनी है सर.
क्वांटिटी का प्रोड्यूस करना है. अभी मेरी एक बुक पब्लिश हो रही है. आई एम आल्सो अ पार्ट टाइम पोएट. तो वो मेरी बुक जो है वो इसमें पब्लिश होगी. द पब्लिशर इज इन यूएस, बट इट विल बी सोल्ड थ्रू अमेजोन. अब देखिए, पहले क्या होता था कि किताब जो होती थी वो आपको यू हैव टू प्रिंट इट इन अ सर्टेन क्वांटिटी. हेलो.
हाँ जी सर, ऑडिबल सर.
ऑडिबल है ना. देखिए, पहले क्या होता था, आपको एक सर्टेन नंबर ऑफ बुक्स प्रिंट करनी होती थी, तभी वो पब्लिशर कहता था कि मैं आपकी किताब छापूंगा. अब वो 50 उसने मेरी पोएट्री की किताबें छाप दी, उनमें से 49 नहीं बिकी, एक जो बिकी वो मैंने खुद खरीद ली, तो बाकी 49 तो वेस्ट गई, है ना. अब जो टेक्नोलॉजी आई है वो कहती है कि यू कैन प्रिंट बुक्स ऑन डिमांड. अगर 5 बुक का ऑर्डर आया तो 5 बुक्स प्रिंट करके आपके घर भेज देगा. आप समझ रहे हो ना जगवीर सिंह जी?
यस सर.
हाँ, तो देखो, टेक्नोलॉजी जो है ये हमें हेल्प भी करती है. टेक्नोलॉजी इज अवर फ्रेंड, so it will help us avoid those kind of situations.
ओके सर.
हाँ, तो वो जो बाय वन गेट 8 फ्री वाला जो था, मोस्ट प्रोबेबली that guy did not do a proper inventory analysis कि वो कितना बेचेगा, कितना उसको स्टोर करना है, कितना ऑर्डर करना है, and that's why he was in that difficult situation. अगर आपके जैसा बंदा उसके साथ डेटा एनालिटिक्स का काम कर रहा होता तो वो बाय वन गेट वन फ्री भी नहीं करता.
ओके सर.
और कोई गुड क्वेश्चन. दैट्स अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. हाँ जी, ये हरदीप कौर is connecting to audio. Hardeep, कोई question है? What is interesting is there are a lot of girls here, which is very, very good. I am happy to see Hardeep Kaur, Anu Jain.
Sir, actually lots of students in the initial when the webinar started, but now as it is approaching to 4, so the number of students bit less, and that's
नहीं,
why.
कोई बात नहीं, बोर भी हो गए होंगे, कोई चलता है.
नहीं sir, it is very interesting talk and we all enjoyed it, and it is a very informative also, and even students have an idea in their mind what is data science and what we have to do in future.
भाई, स्टूडेंट से तो मैं एक ही चीज कहूंगा. देखो, मेरे तो कोई बच्चे है नहीं. वी मेड अ कॉन्शियस डिसीजन कि we won't go that route. But if I have a child, ओके मैं उसको बोलूंगा भाई तू मेरी बात सुन ले, प्लीज गो फॉर डेटा एनालिसिस, बिजनेस एनालिस्ट, डेटा एनालिस्ट, एनालिटिक्स में चले जा। कम से कम मेरे को तेरे को पॉकेट मनी एक स्टेज के बाद में नहीं देना पड़ेगा। आई वोंट हैव टू सपोर्ट यू इन फ्यूचर, यू विल बी एबल टू सपोर्ट मी, यू नो। दिस इज सच अ ल्यूक्रेटिव फील्ड एंड वेरी एक्साइटिंग, वेरी एक्साइटिंग। वो मैंने एक स्लाइड दिखाई थी, आपको स्टूडेंट्स को याद होगा कि भाई आप जो है यू आर रिपोर्टिंग डायरेक्टली, यू आर वर्किंग डायरेक्टली फॉर द टॉप गाइज इन द कंपनी, द डिसीजन मेकर्स। तो आपकी पावर, आपका क्लाउड, आपकी इंपॉर्टेंस, आपका द काइंड ऑफ वर्क दैट यू आर डूइंग becomes very important, and those who are important, they are retained longer in the company, they earn more money, they find better prospects। तो ये सारे फायदे ही फायदे हैं जी। सिर्फ प्रोग्रामर बनने में कोई बहादुरी नहीं है। देखो जी, प्रोग्रामर तो 9-year-old 10-year-olds are doing programming in Korea, in Japan, in various places। वो सब प्रोग्रामिंग कर रहे हैं। प्रोग्रामिंग से आगे की चीज है ये, where you are using those skills, as Dr. Kumar said, you know, and honing those skills, उसको आप build करते जा रहे हो। The more you do it, the better you become, and the better you become, more value you add to yourself and to the company। और जी कोई और?
I think we have entertained number of questions, and students and students are satisfied a lot.
अच्छा,
Any more
मैं
student?
हाँ जी कोई और? ये हरदीप कौर जो है कनेक्टिंग टू ऑडियो आता है इसका, मे बी शी हैज सम प्रॉब्लम देयर।
Yes, sir. Maybe some network issue.
ओके, एनी, so
So,
everybody is in Bhatinda, or where are you all? कहाँ पे है
sir,
मैडम ये स्टूडेंट्स आपके?
sir, nearby places in Bathinda, in Talwandi, in Mandi also,
Okay,
Mansa also, Anji.
Mansa also. Okay, I've been to, I'll come to Talwandi maybe next month or maybe in February, I really don't know when। तब देखेंगे, अगर फेस टू फेस मिलने का मौका लगा तो फेस टू फेस भी मिल लेंगे।
Sure, sir.
Right now I am in Indore. How many of you know about Indore? Sachin knows, Sachin is in Indore। इंदौर का नाम सुना है जी आपने स्टूडेंट्स ने?
यस सर।
Yes, sir.
What do you know about इंदौर? जगवीर सिंह जी, इंदौर आए हो कभी आप?
नो सर, टीवी में देखा है सर, जैसे आईपीएल होता है सर, ऐसे इंदौर स्टेडियम है सर।
हाँ, होलकर स्टेडियम है यहाँ, होलकर स्टेडियम में आईपीएल होता है। राइट राइट राइट। और कुछ इंदौर के बारे में? For 4 years it has been the cleanest city, it has been voted as the cleanest city in India 4 years in a row। So they have done a good job of making the city clean। Dr. Kumar, कोई आपके thoughts, anything that you would like to add?
No, sir. I think your presentation was brilliant, and I don't need to add on anything. Obviously, they are my student. When I teach them, so I'll obviously give them how to be a data scientist, but it's little down the track now. I mean, they are still in first year, so let's not push them too hard for the time. So obviously, there'll be good data scientists as they grow and as they'll be,
Good.
entering into the subsequent semester of their courses. And then obviously we'll again work. Maybe they would like to go for business analyst, like they want to do business MBA. So obviously that will be like add on to them.
Yes,
But
good.
that is in future. So let's.
My sister is there. Minnie, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Minnie। Oh, ये मिनीपन जो है मेरी सिस्टर है। She has a farm near Bombay, so it is an old tradition industry, but even they can use data analytics, you know, कि किस साल में कितनी फसल उठानी है, कौन सी उगानी है, किस प्राइस पे बेचनी है, all those things become important for them also। Okay जी,
Yes,
तो
sir.
फिर कहानी खत्म करें कि और any other questions?
I think we can end it because
हाँ जी,
listening to
okay, Dr. Kaur.
हाँ जी sir.
Your
Sir,
your
it
it
is
is
a
great pleasure.
sir. It is a
Pleasure.
yes sir.
Okay. Yes, sir, ma'am.
Right.
Yes sir. You
It was
continue.
a great pleasure that you came you gave a brilliantly brilliant presentation which was actually understandable to people. The most important thing is it should be understandable to student, and I'm pretty sure they have got something out of this presentation, and they'll keep researching in their subsequent semester. I'm very sure they'll converse with you in future also, and as well as I'll converse with you in future when you'll visit our campus, and that we can do some collaborative research type of work in data analytics. That's like one of my dream, because I'm also a student of, I'll say, student of data analytics, because I've not never done data analytics, never done machine learning, though I have studied it in my college days as well as in my PhDs, but per se I've never done it. And now I want to do it. Now my focus is obviously data analytics, business analytics. Many of my friends are actually working in different. One of my friend is actually in Indian Institute of Management, Kashipur. He's faculty there, and obviously we talk about data analytics, how we can incorporate computer science in MBA. This thing is obviously a good branch, and future is very secure. Obviously, my only suggestion to people is improve your skill. Your money will obviously come.
Very good point. Thank you. Okay, so on that happy note, कहानी
Thank you
खत्म करें.
sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you sir.
Okay. All
Thank
of
you.
you, thanks for attending. Madam, thanks for arranging it. Doctor Saab, thanks for participating. And all the students,
Thank
have
you,
a
sir.
nice day. Okay, chalo. All the
Thank you
best.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. चलो जी मैडम जी, हाँ, okay.